Hello and welcome to the opening bell. My name is Isaac, and in this video we'll be recapping the stock market week of July 24th through July 28th, 2023. So let's get started. For this week's video, I will be using Yahoo Finance's charts. So a lot to talk about for this week. Just off the base of the fact, there have been a lot of the slew of earning reports this week. With Alphabet and Microsoft reporting their earnings, plus Meta platforms reporting later in the week this past week. But overall, we've seen some profits in earning reports, and we've seen some dips and plummets in earning reports. And so we're going to recap all of that right here on the opening bell for this stock market video. So let's start with Meta Platforms, who reported their earning call this week. So Meta is a pretty strong company. So this graph shows the 3-month chart for Meta Platforms. So we'll see that right away. We'll see that a big profit from the start of the quarter towards going through May, all the way going through June, all the way through July. And to be honest, we don't see really that much of a plummet. It's mostly always a profit for Meta, and so we're going to see this big profit going all the way up until the dip right before the earning call, right before the earning call, where we'll see this big jump right here. This big jump right here will be the earnings call that happened on July 25th. It will bring it up all the way to a closing price of the quarter, $325.48. That will close for the past 3 months. So overall, a really good profitable quarter for Meta Platforms. A lot of revenue coming in for Meta Platforms in that basis points. But overall, from year over year, 11% gain in advertising revenue for Meta. A year over year, 12% increase in revenue for apps, including Instagram. The newly came out Meta Threads. That's in one big part of Meta that could really fuel Meta to gain a lot of revenue in the next couple of months. Over to Reality Labs. Reality Labs did not do good. These include Quest 1 and Quest 2 that came out previously before this quarter. They did not do good. So Reality Labs, they didn't do that good. Down 39%. With a revenue of $276 million, so down 39%, not so good right there at that point for Meta Platforms. But overall, from advertising and from their apps, Meta did really good overall this quarter from their earnings, so a lot to look for there, as well as Meta Threads. That is another thing that could fuel Meta to get a lot of more revenue coming in the next couple of weeks towards months. So keep a lookout for Meta Threads. My prediction for Meta Threads is that it will continue to get more users as we see speculation of whether it will take down Twitter, or now X, for that. So in total, a really good trading quarter for Meta overall, and so they did really good on their earnings report this quarter. Over to the next stock that reported their quarterly earnings this week, and it was Alphabet. Alphabet reported their earnings on July 25th and after the closing bell, and so here is the jump that Alphabet had on that day. Alphabet jumping from a price of just below $122 to a price going all the way up, actually going to a price higher than $132 over the course of the week. And a lot of factors to take in when it takes to Alphabet's really good earnings report. Cloud growth was one of the big things of how Alphabet did really good during their earnings reports. They beated the Wall Street's expectations on the revenue side, an estimated $72.7 billion, but beating them and getting $74.6 billion on the revenue side. And a revenue breakdown: the Google search and Google search and some other revenue parts of Google beat Wall Street's expectation at $42.6 billion compared to Wall Street's $42.2 billion. YouTube ads, YouTube advertisements beat Wall Street's as well, with beating Wall Street by about $0.3 billion based on that. And then the Google network Wall Street estimated 7.9 billion, but Alphabet and the Google network not beating that and getting $7.85 billion on that. So mixed pictures for the revenue side, but overall an increase in profit in the revenue for Alphabet. So that's really good to hear from the tech company as they try to win this AI race and start really developing AI in their search network and in their search, and probably maybe we could see it happen in YouTube as well. So far, really good earnings reports for Alphabet. The next stock that we're going to talk about is also a stock that reported their earnings this week. It was Microsoft, but different from Microsoft and different from Alphabet and Meta platforms. Microsoft did not do good in their earnings call this week. So despite good earnings from other tech companies, Microsoft did not do good this week. And so let's take a quick look at the graph for Microsoft. We're going to see a slim gradual profit on Tuesday, right before the earning reports on Tuesday. So again, this is a 4-day chart. Microsoft will then go down really badly, all the way going down. This is going to be this is when the earning reports happen, a really bad earning recall for Microsoft. They slammed down all the way from above $350 to a little above, so we're like around $338 around that point. So that's around a $12 loss, just like that for Microsoft. So not so good for Microsoft overall, and they will continue to slam down to go down all the way to a low at around $330. So $329, $330 right there, before picking up on Friday to end the week at a price of $338.35. So really bad week this week for Microsoft because of their really bad earnings call, and so a lot of components to take into key when it comes to Microsoft's earnings call this week. And overall, they did not do really good, as you can see from the graph. So let's take a look at their revenue. So Microsoft coming in with the street expecting 55.5 billion revenue, but beating the street's expectations. Microsoft got 56.2 billion dollars in revenue for Microsoft. So getting more revenue. This could be coming a lot from Microsoft as we look at how Microsoft did overall. So productivity and business processes, that was up 10% for their quarter four segment revenues year over year. Personal computing down 4%, and intelligent cloud revenue was up 15%, despite Azure, their cloud service, slowing down. So that's not probably the main reason. Azure, the reason why Microsoft did not do good this week overall is probably because of how Azure slowed down on growth. However, quarter four earnings did top estimates on the revenue side for Microsoft, of course, with their Windows and things like that. And so, although Microsoft did not do good overall, you have to think that this is not the sign that Microsoft is going to tank in the next couple of months. It's a sign. I think that's not the main sign of what this earnings call shows. It also shows, go back, if you think about a couple months ago, you have to think that this couldn't be it couldn't be that so important for Microsoft overall. They started this entire AI trend that other tech companies followed, including Alphabet, Meta platforms, Apple. All of these tech companies have followed Microsoft in the makings for AI. You have to remember ChatGPT, OpenAI, Microsoft bought that. So Microsoft started this entire trend of artificial intelligence, bringing AI to Bing, their search engine. So I don't think this is a sign that Microsoft is going to tank in the next couple of months. I might be wrong, but just my prediction going forward for Microsoft, I think they're going to rebuild from this loss in the next couple of weeks and months. So my prediction for Microsoft. It is time for my top stock market pick. For my top stock market pick, I chose Apple, the tech stock Apple. They report their earning reports next week. So Apple reporting their earning reports next week, I think, is a buy right now for Apple, since This is a chart for the past 3 months, and in the past 3 months, we haven't seen much look for a downfall in Apple. Really, they've just continued to profit from the beginning of the quarter. Going forward for Apple, they've had really good success overall. I think that this is one of the main reasons why Apple is bound to maybe have some good and be bullish. It could maybe have some good earning reports, and investors should be bullish on Apple. Just my prediction, what I think for Apple. But these signs of profits are really good for Apple. And Apple isn't a stock that if Apple goes down, it doesn't go down that much. In the past 3 months, we haven't seen Apple drop that dramatically, and it has just increased. And so Apple is a really steady stock. In my opinion, I quote unquote call it the steadiest of all the stocks in the Nasdaq and the tech, and the probably the smoothest of all tech stocks, since it doesn't really seem to go down that much. It doesn't seem to go down. It just always seems to increase. And if it does go down once in a while, it picks back up. So a really strong quarter in Apple this quarter, and I think we're bound to see really good earning reports because with the iPhone 15 coming out soon, the Apple Vision Pro $3,000, that could be a sign that it might go down because of how expensive it is, but my opinion is that won't be a problem. Vision Pro coming out and production to start, and to sales to be started in early 2024 before April in 2024. So early 2024 is probably the sign when we'll see some good Vision Pro sales coming out from Apple. So this quarter, so in order for Apple to do good towards the end of 2023, they need really good reports this quarter, and I think they'll get it. I think Apple is a really strong stock. They are going to get really good earnings call this quarter, which is why my top stock market pick is Apple. And even if it does go down, even if it does not do good, Apple will surely not go down that much in my prediction. I don't think I will see what happened with Microsoft, what happened to Apple. I mean, you have to believe it, because Apple is in your everyday lives. Your iPhone, every time you call someone, every time you FaceTime someone, you use Apple phone. If you don't have Apple, so you have Samsung, even when you use your work computer, it could be a MacBook, it could be an Apple Watch you're wearing on your wrist right now when you're watching this video. It could be anything Apple makes. It could be AirPods when you listen to your favorite songs. Apple dominates that market for the everyday lives of people, and which is why I think they are bound to have a really good earnings season. It's just my prediction. Might not happen, but my personal prediction for the tech company. Time for what to watch for next week. A lot of stuff to watch for in the economics and in the New York Stock Exchange next week, with a slew of tech earnings. From AMD will report their earnings. The chip maker will report their earnings on Tuesday, August 1st. They're bound to maybe do good because of Intel doing good this week. Qualcomm on Wednesday, August 2nd, as well as the ADP employment will come out on Wednesday, August 2nd. Thursday, August 3rd, we'll see Amazon and Apple, both stocks that I own and stocks that are commonly traded on the stock exchange. So look for that to be look for Thursday to be a big day in the stock exchange, with those two big tech companies reporting. Initial jobless claims will also be on Thursday, August 3rd, and on Friday, August 4th, a big day for for the U.S. economy. U.S. non-farm payrolls will be coming out. The U.S. unemployment rate and hourly wages. That's all coming out on Friday, August 4th. Thank you for watching the stock market recap of the week of July 24th through July 28th, 2023. I hope you enjoyed this recap. I will continue posting stock market recaps weekly. Thanks.